Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I'm kind of excited. I don't necessarily, okay, so it's a new, but I think it may be like a re-release type of thing since every brand's doing this nowadays. We're gonna ignore the hair. It's hot, it's sweaty, and I can't do nothing with it, okay? Because the moment I walk outside, I sweat, and I don't like it. But here we are. Um, but I played with the Viseart Petite Mattes Cool yesterday. They came out, it says it's new, with the Petite Mattes Cool Original. I don't know if the original like came in their slim packaging, the $80 thing that's huge for like makeup artists, which I can see why makeup artists would want to eat these even in the petite mattes. I don't think that me as a makeup lover technically needed it, but I do kind of, in a way, obsess over Viseart, so maybe I did. I don't know. First off, I never need mattes at all. Never. Because, well, I like mattes. I do. I like cool mattes. But I have to have some shimmer, some sprinkle in my life. We are going to do this matte look today. I did a matte look yesterday. The palette does work for me as an all-in-one, but I'll be honest, I do prefer the Petite Mattes Cool over the Petite Mattes Cool Original. Just so we're clear. I do not think you need both. If you have one, if you have the very first one, the Cool, you do not need the Cool Original. Well, unless you have darker skin, because these are deeper colors, I feel. But let's get into it so that I can show you. And I do not really care for the way this one is set up. I will be honest, the Cool one, the way they set this up, you just go by the row and to create a beautiful look. I mean, it's beautiful no matter how you go about it. So yesterday I played with the purple row. Today we're going to be playing with the blue, not this particular blue row. And I kind of would like to set this palette up, and I know I can, in a way that they have this one set up, but there is a little bit of a difference, to be fair. Not extremely different, but there's a difference. You can see they're not, row by row by row. But the tones are definitely somewhat similar in them. If you look at it from like, squint your eyes, you know what I mean? There is a little bit, but I feel like this one is a little bit more deeper to color than this one in particular. But anyway, they're both all in one palette for me if I choose for it to be that. But if I had to personally just pick one for my skin tone, my preferences, the way it's set up, the whole 9 yards, I would just go with the Cool. Alright. And I seem to have lost... No, I didn't. It's right here. The covering. I like to try to keep them. Alright, so let's get started. The first shade we're going to go into is this pink one. Make sure I got no creases. Let's hope not. And the reason I say they're deeper in color is because you don't have to use as much to like build. That, you know what I mean? Like they're more pigmented, I guess is also the word. I'm trying. You all, it's hard out here. I don't know how you all do it. I give props to people. I used to, when I worked before, like with my first set of children, I worked. And I used to say, I give props to stay-at-home moms. Like, even then, I never stayed at home. But I knew how hard, just because, weekends, after work, how hard it is to raise kids. So for you to be a stay-at-home mom, like, I give credit where credit is due. I don't know how. I don't know how teachers do it. I really don't. Preschoolers, like, I feel like it does take it does take a special kind of person. It really does. And I'm not that special kind of person. Now, I stayed at home with my second set of children because there's a large age gap. And I maybe because I was older, I did enjoy it more. I this time, like I didn't. It wasn't a like. I didn't feel like I was missing out on life. I didn't feel like I was useless. But I think that I don't know how stay-at-moms do it because I think you get penalized for staying at home too. Because now trying to enter back out into the workforce, it is so hard. We're going to go into this blue now. Because it's been, or let's just pretend you never worked. Like you raised your children for 18 years, so 18 years you didn't have a job. You know what I mean? But yet you did. And a hard one at that. I'm not saying it's not fulfilling, it's not blessed, but it's still a hard job, You're everything to everybody at every minute of every day, every second of every day, You don't get a break, let's be honest. You don't get paid, as in cash value. But anyway, I always knew once my kids technically entered school, I would go back to work. But when my daughter, my youngest, entered school, within a year, my granddaughter was born. So, and I wanted to obviously be with her too. And I don't know if I was quite ready to go back out into the workforce, to be fair. Like I'm trying to be fair on myself here. Because I don't necessarily think I may not have been ready. And maybe that's why I never did. But I would say for the last 2 years, I've been ready to go back out into the workforce in some capacity, part-time something, And within the last 6 months, I've really been, trying. And it's just been no luck. And it don't make sense because if you see now hiring, right? Why is there a now hiring if you're not hiring? It doesn't say taking applications because I see some of them too. Which I get. Maybe you're not hiring, but you're just taking them just to have for backup. That makes sense. But if you see now hiring, especially now hiring something shift, but yet you're not hiring, that don't make sense to me. And I think employers, if for whatever the reason, should say why they don't hire you. Is it the way you dress, the way you look? But then I think they can't say that because that would get you in trouble, wouldn't it? Alright. But they could say something like lack of experience, something, I think. I could be wrong. Because I don't know how people are supposed to know, what to do. I'm old and I don't know what to do. Alright. Now we're going to go into this, gray blue shade. And I'm going to put it all over the lid. I will say that using these palettes, it's kind of made the looks quite quick. I mean, I think my last video was maybe 8 minutes, something crazy. And we all know that my videos aren't that short because I talk. But I'm just saying, it goes by pretty quick. I'm going to go into this shade here, this cream colored shade. It does work for my inner corner. It's not as light and bright as the cool one that I like more, but this still does work. I went with a white liner today, the Tarte cream, or the Tarte Fake Awake in the white. for my waterline. But I will say that it is an all-in-one palette. It's just not my favorite. And to be fair, Viseart has so many palettes in their collection that are so good. It's like there's no need to settle. There's just not. I can understand if you're needing an all matte cool palette, but at the same time, you can get cool palettes with shimmers from their line, and it's much, you're going to get more for your money basically, unless you just like all matte looks, in which case then yeah, I get it, obviously go for that. But to be fair, it's not, I could have saved $40 on this one. I could have, but I didn't realize like how close they were, and part of it is because of the fact that they did the color stories the way they chose to do them. But it is pretty close to where, for my eye, because I'm not a makeup artist, I didn't need them both. Alright, for foundation, I'm wearing the Lancome Skin and Glow. For concealer, I'm wearing the Dior Forever Skin Corrector. I set with the Prism Libre powder under the eyes through the T-zone. I set the rest of my face with my Natasha Denona powdered foundation. For bronzer, I am wearing the YSL bronzer. It is starting to grow on me, that bronzer. I still don't think it's worth the price point, but it is starting to grow on me, and I do like the packaging. Like, I think if this is a color, sure. Like, as far as bang for buck, no, go for the Armani bronzer, and I do like that color better. I think that's why I kind of lean towards it more. But the YSL is gradually like growing on me. It isn't. I'm glad I got it now. Let's just say that. For blush, I'm wearing this one here from Benefit, Shelly. Kind of pretty. I forgot about this. And then for highlighter, I'm old school Becca Champagne Pop. I have a bunch of those, the little, what do you call these? Like little sample type things of it. But I have all different shades of them. So I'm trying to give them a whirl and see which ones I like and don't like. And again, it's like everything. It's like the Urban Decay. Even this, if this was like an original, or the Champagne Pop. I mean, don't get me wrong. Beautiful highlighter. It is. But with everything on the market, I just don't think it's... Looking back and reminiscing, it's wonderful. But is that the beamingest highlighter you've ever seen in your life at this point in your in makeup history? No. But at the time, was it? Maybe. It still looks very nice on the skin and all that, but like, I don't know. I'm starting to be like, well, actually it's a good thing, because I'm starting to be like, makeup has come a long way in some forms. In some it hasn't, but in some it has. So for the top lashes, I'm just going to go in with my Armani mascara. And like I said, this look is pretty, the last look is pretty, it's just all matte looks are not for me. And I could have easily pulled out a metallic shade. You know, I do have the Moon Dust shadows from Urban Decay right there. And part of me, to be fair, this came in, so I'm glad I'm using this palette, but I've kind of been really liking going back through my Urban Decay stuff since that palette launched, and kind of reminiscing. I still have the Born to Run palette. And why did they discontinue the original Urban Decay but kept the Naked 2 and Naked 3? Is there a reason for that? Did I miss something? Did it stop selling? Were the ingredients no longer able to be sourced? Like, I'm just curious about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad I got mine. Even though it'll probably go in the door with the rest of the Urban Decay stuff, because I'll be honest, their formulas just ain't up to where other brands are. Even, not even counting indie brands, like, they're not even nowhere in the realm of indie brands. But they're definitely not even in the realm of, like, bigger brands, like Tarte. I mean, even Too Faced. That Apple palette is special. It really is. It gives me everything I want. Packaging, smell. I mean, are there better formulas on the market? Yes. But at least it's giving me what I want, or what I should be expected. You know what I mean? It's the formula I know from them. The metallics are really good. I'm somewhat pleased with it. I'm definitely pleased with the smell. The smell's amazing. It almost, when I smelled it, like, it's not as overly powering as some other palettes, but it is pretty strong. But I'm almost tempted to bring out the Christmas palettes from last year that smell like pine. That was so overwhelming. But I'm curious to know if it still is that overwhelming. It's been put away for a while now. I think I put it away around... spring. When I pulled out palettes that reminded me of spring, I think I kind of put all the Christmas palettes away at that point. Which, then I put my spring palettes away, thinking I'd pull out my summer palettes, but then that never came to be because I started the alphabet thing. So I did do one summer inspired look in my head type of get ready, but that's really the only thing I've done for summer. But I haven't really been inspired because it's been so hot. And I know that's what summer is, but, like, to be fair, I started thinking of other things, like, if I got a job, how would that affect everything? And, like, not just my family, but, like, my regular everyday thing, and, like, filming and stuff. Like, I know I don't have to do this. I like to do this. But I started thinking, like, how that's going to affect, and what I, like, how would I do my makeup for work? You know, would it be very little? Would it be a lot? Would it be creams? Would it be powders? Would it be, like, just all sorts of things went through my head. And then I'm curious, like, 9 out of 10, unless I'm going into Ulta or, like, a department store or something, I don't really see that many people wearing makeup where I live. Now, I don't get out often. I'll admit to that. And maybe I'm not looking in the right spots. But I really don't. It's almost like a no makeup type of thing. I mean, very, very little. You know what I mean? If any, on somebody's face. So, I'm kind of like, well, what would I do? You know? But anyway, I'll stop rambling. That's neither here nor there. Maybe I'll do a video on how long. I know I need to start practicing, like, what makeup would I wear if I was going to work and I had to be out the door at a certain time, like I've talked about before. But I'm curious, like, what do you all wear? Do y'all wear makeup? Because, like, generally, if I can't sit down and have my time to myself, I don't do my makeup. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't do it. Because I don't do my makeup to necessarily, like, for my looks. Like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it to have fun. I'm doing it to maybe express, like, whatever I'm feeling. Mad, sad, happy. Like, that is my makeup. Like, my makeup can kind of tell my mood. Now, sometimes the palette's going to tell, because I could be very happy, but it could be a very dark palette. Doesn't necessarily mean that, but I try to, even then, bring some brightness into the look, whereas if I'm sad, I tend to go as dark as I can and still feel like I've done an okay job at my makeup, you know what I mean? But anyway, I hope this video helped. I don't see that big of a difference between either one of these palettes. Whichever one you want, you can go for. Again, it's all mattes. Personally, as a makeup lover, I think you could do without them, both of them. Unless you like to buy unless you got like a shimmer from indie brands or something, or like ColourPop Super Shock Shadows, and you want really good mattes, and then pop that on, then maybe. And in which case you do not need them both, just so you know. Pick one or the other. I would say if you have a lighter skin tone, go with the Cool, because it is a little bit lighter. Whereas if you have a darker skin tone, that may be ashy. I don't know. Again, I can only say for myself. For me personally, I like the Cool better, as I've stated, for the reasons that I've stated, versus the new one. So I'm glad I have it. As far as keeping my collection as a whole, but I do not think you need this. I do not think you need this at any discounted price, to be fair, unless you don't have the other one. If you don't have the other one and it gets down to $20, absolutely, because Viseart shadows are amazing, but like, I don't think you need to just go out and spend your hard-earned money on it. I'm just saying, because I'm having to be realistic with my own money, and like I said, if I could have saved, I would have, as they are so close. But since I do collect Viseart, I do like that brand a lot. I think it's underrated. I'm glad I have it. But if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I do upload every day but Sunday, unless there's a new launch. And I will see you in my next one. But I do think it turned out okay. I think. Alright. Oh, lipstick. I'm wearing Marc Jacobs in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang 216. I pulled out my Marc Jacobs lipsticks. I forgot how much I like these, y'all. The packaging is just so adorable. Like, oh, it's just so cute. But yeah. Is that everything? Yeah, that was everything on my face. One lip lipstick. No lip liner. And it's actually wearing off. To be fair. Of course, it's also going up in there. It's a cream lipstick. But, yeah. But it's almost like it stained my lips. Interesting. Anyway, I'll let you go. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.